I'm alive. Greetings, Terrarians, Chaos here. I am back. It feels so good to finally be able to say those words. The end of 2019 hit me like a semi-truck, and I have to say that I am so excited to start a new year and a new decade, in fact. I wanted to apologize for taking so long to get back into making videos, but life had other plans for me. My relocation from Japan, my divorce, having to get a new computer, a new microphone, which by the way is why I might sound different right now, finding a new place to live, and having to repair my brand new computer are just some of the obstacles that 2019 decided to throw my way. But all of that was made easier by you. I truly cannot express how thankful I am for each and every one of you for coming to the channel, watching my videos, and leaving words of encouragement and support. It has really helped ease a lot of the stress of everything that has been happening to me as of late, so thank you all very much. And I wanted to give a massive thank you to all of my supporters on Patreon. I don't know if I'd be able to have this apartment if not for all of you, so thank you very much. I've been working hard on catching up on the backlog of Patreon reward builds, some of which you're seeing right now. But if you are owed a reward and I haven't sent it to you yet, thank you for your patience. I am working on getting the last of them finished up as well as the ones for January, so expect to see them soon. Since I am officially back, I thought I would revive my channel by bringing back Commenter Day. If you're new to the channel, Commenter Day is a video where I take the most liked build request from the previous Commenter Day, so be sure to leave a comment on this video with your build request for next month, and next month I will select whichever was the most liked. This comment request comes from all the way back in October before my move by a viewer named Raytech Alb, who asks for stylized houses for every NPC in Terraria. Now, I'm going to assume what they mean by every NPC is town and shop NPCs and not monsters, because that would be an incredibly massive undertaking. This is still going to be a very big request and one that I really want to take on, but it's simply not going to be possible to have every house for every town NPC in a single video. Including temporary NPCs, there are a grand total of 26, so I'm thinking of splitting this into a mini-series of 7 to 8 episodes where I build all of the NPCs' unique houses starting with today. I can't always start a new mini-series whenever a commenter day comes, but this is a build idea I've already been considering, and when I saw how highly upvoted the request was, I thought it would be a great time to kickstart this series. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to be following the order that the NPCs show up within the wiki, so today I'm going to be taking on the first three, which are the merchant, the nurse, and I'm going to be starting with my arch nemesis, the guide. Normally, I'd put him where he belongs, in a cage, surrounded by spikes, fire, or lava. This time, however, I wanted to try something different. I've decided on a modern style information center of sorts, so let's see how that goes. While I work on the build, I just wanted to mention that during my unintended hiatus, the channel passed its first year. But Chaos, your channel is older than 1 year. Yes, you're right, it's true. However, it's only been just over a year since I uploaded my first video, so I don't really count the age of my channel so much as how long it's been since I actually started doing something with my channel, and time really has flown by fast. And in that time, the channel grew more than I ever dreamed possible thanks to you all. I had asked if you could get the channel to 50,000 subscribers before the new year, and you all crushed that request. So much, in fact, that we hit 60,000 within the first week of January. That absolutely blew my mind. You blew all of my expectations out of the water, and I just wanted to thank you all for that. I know we didn't have a milestone video for the 50k mark due to my relocation and all the circumstances going around with my computer setup, but the next milestone is going to be a huge one, so we will definitely do something special. The next big goal for the channel is 100,000 subscribers. I can't even believe that I'm saying this, to be honest, and I thought it would take several years before we were able to reach this point. And so I have a New Year's challenge for you all. Can you get this channel to 100,000 subscribers before the first day of summer, which is June 20th? Given how easily you've crushed every single one of my subscriber goals up to this point, I'm certain that we can pull this off. So if you're new to the channel, please consider helping out by hitting the subscribe button. So here we have the finished Guides Information Center, and all of it started with the sign at the very top, which is just some deep blue painted silly balloon wall with some white painted silly balloon block in front of it to make the eye, and to get this tiny gap in between, it's just been hammered once right there. And the reason it started with the sign is because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for the guide other than to send him into a prison like I normally do, but I had to think about what buildings might actually fit the theme of a guide. And the two things that came to mind were a library or like an information booth. And I didn't want it to just be a booth, a tiny booth. I wanted to have a full-sized like information center. But I knew if I did an information center, I'd want to have a sign that indicated what it was. And originally, I was actually going to do something more like a national park theme where it would be more of a log or wood cabin, but I wanted to go with modern because it's a style that I don't often build. So the primary parts of this structure on the outside are white painted platinum bricks, just because I feel that it really fits the modern theme a little bit, because you see a lot of curved buildings that have square panels in them, and that's kind of what I was going for here. And then all the furniture on the inside is made out of glass, just because it also feels more modern. And then we have the Picasso style painting of the guide within the house, and the little sign out in front for the guide. It's just got a guide voodoo doll in it, and that's pretty much everything that is in this build. Next up is the merchant. Now, based on his appearance, I really thought the best fit for him would be in a medieval shop, so that's what I went with. Speaking of NPC appearances, I was thinking it would actually be pretty fun if there were vanity costumes for town NPCs that you could equip on them to slightly change up their appearances. They could be equipped by talking to the NPC and selecting an option like costume, which would open up a menu to equip outfits in. It could add some variety to the standard NPCs, and it was just a thought in case anybody at Relogic happens to be watching this video. So for the merchant's house itself, I decided to do one of those traditional medieval buildings that are thinner on the bottom than they are on the top, with a sky bridge connecting the two sides. It's a style of house that I really like, but I don't build all too often. The outer sides of the stone segments are made out of gray painted green dungeon brick mixed with some stone to give it a more rugged look, and the background walls are a blend of gray painted green tiled, blue slab, and blue tiled walls, all of which are found in the dungeon as well. The upstairs side walls are white stucco, and the background wall is mostly white dynasty wall. If you were curious about how you can see walls built in this fashion in a little bit more detail and explanation, be sure to check out my build tip series where my medieval build covers these styles of walls. Instead of having a thatched roof this time, as I often do in some of my medieval builds, I wanted to have a wood panel in an A shape. I choose spooky wood painted brown because it looks far more rugged and worn than other types of wood do, and it's a really good fit for a medieval shop in my opinion. Next, I decorated the entire shop with a ton of random items to make it look as if this is truly a general store where you could purchase nearly anything. The only things missing in this case are cheese wheels and golden dragon claws. Now let's move on to the nurse's house. Clearly, the most obvious building choice for the nurse is going to be a hospital. There are other options which I might build in future videos, but since I've personally never built a hospital before, I figured now was a good time as any. I didn't want the location to be too big, so it's a relatively small hospital. This kind of structure is a little difficult to create, as hospitals can look like pretty much anything. Usually the only way to make it obvious that it's a hospital is to write the word on the roof, add a red cross somewhere, or with the interior decoration. To make this feel even more like a generic hospital, I decided to go with the overall white appearance. In hindsight, maybe this wasn't the brightest idea, as the guide's house that I built earlier in this video is also white, but it is what it is. The outside walls are made with white painted palm wood and ebonstone brick, with dynasty wood and slime for the roof. The background walls are a blend of cobalt brick, palm wood, adamantite beam, and some slime walls, either painted white or red. The windows are just glass with some cyan paint on them, but to get this pattern, you have to break in spaces between some of the glass walls. Do this sparingly, however, because if you remove too many walls, you will invalidate your house. You can leave holes in a wall no wider than 4 spaces or no taller than 4 spaces, with no more than 16 holes per room. So in this case, the right 3 rooms in this hospital would not be valid because they have the window pattern repeating too many times and there are far too many holes in the walls for those to be valid rooms. Another risk of using windows in this fashion is that enemies can spawn indoors, so use this carefully. The stretcher on the top floor is made with 2 silly green balloons with brass shelves painted gray with an unpainted dynasty bed on top. You're going to have to place the bed on top of the balloons and the shelves before you hammer the shelves, otherwise you cannot place the bed at all. The curtains around it are made with pumpkin block painted cyan, and then they are actuated so you can walk in front of them with a white painted rope above it. Since rope automatically attaches to nearby blocks, it allows you to create an open and closed curtain effect simply by adding or reducing the number of pumpkin blocks for the curtain. And that's going to wrap it up for this month's Commenter Day. Don't forget to leave a comment with your build request for next month. Thank you all very much for watching and for your patience and support from all of the lack of videos during my relocation period. I'm so happy that I'm finally back to making videos again, and I look forward to engaging with you all once more. I hope you all enjoyed the first 3 NPC houses. I'll catch you all later. Happy building!